I'm not going back and forth with a man who thinks that they should be in my position. If you want to be in my position, get in my position.
Do you believe that?
Bluff City Media presents The Anthony Sain Show on YouTube at Bluff City Media. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Anthony Sain.
Acknowledge me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain. We're doing it. We're not doing it from the studio today. We're doing it from the house. We're going virtual for today's show. Got some stuff going on that is keeping us away from the studio. But my man, Kenny Stubblefield, is in the building virtually. Kenny, what's going on, my brother?
My brother, it's good to see you, man. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to the studio today, but
it's all
that's
good,
why we got
man.
StreamYard, man.
You might see him on the sideline with the camera at the University of Memphis game. You might see him somewhere cashing a check for the NCAA.
Yes.
Turn in my boy Petty.
It's coming. Your part of it's coming. It's coming.
Y'all getting y'all money, but y'all ain't breaking me out, man.
It's coming. I promise you, it's coming.
I saw Francis. He got his money and got about it.
We got his money. We got Parish his money. Yours is coming though.
Coming, man. Got to get mine for sure. Nah, but for real, that's what I want to talk about today, man. The goddamn Tigers, man. Boys hooping like a mug, man. And them folks hooping, bro. Hey, look at that team and tell me that's not the best team in the AAC right now. Like, come on.
Okay, here's what I would say. If they are playing at their peak level, which is what they're doing right now, they might be one of the top 10 best teams in the country.
Being for real though, like
being real honest. That second half of that UAB game, really kind of starting with like a minute left in this first half. That's the best. Like, I haven't seen a team dominate another team like that in the entire college season.
Yeah, they blitzed them.
They blitzed them. I mean, it got real awkward real quick for UAB.
And
they beat them so bad. The coach said, "Peace out, I'm out." Like he said, "I'm out."
He pulled the Francis Carlota mid-game.
He pulled the Francis and said, "I'm out."
Hey, he got the Doctor Strange.
He said,
"Got about it." It got about this for real. Shout out to Francis Carlota for real. And you can see Francis, of course, is the host of Tigers. Is it
Tigers Live? Tigers Live
post-game show after every Tiger basketball game. I think we got a few more games left in the season, Ken. I think they're going to do good in this tournament. I think that Penny has his team ready to go. A lot of stuff that's kind of a dark cloud, of course, hanging over the team with the whole situation with Malcolm Dandridge. I'm not going to get too deep into the are they better without Malcolm. I'll let y'all argue about that. I'll share my opinions about that on Twitter. We could do that though, man. I mean, that's fine. And I'll say this: it is not really they're better without Malcolm, but I think that there were real situations going on, like we talked about last week, where Malcolm felt the way, and I think a lot of those ways that he felt were understandable. I'm not gonna say they were justified; they were understandable. But I think that with him being away, the guys are just going out there and hooping, especially Naquan Tomlin, who's been looking like a effing pro, man. Now, I don't know if depth right now has not been an issue, but it could be if they get in foul trouble. Not really, because Jordan can play up and you can, move some other. You got a 6'8", 6'9" Walton, who could play up and play some power forward. But we'll see. We'll worry about that if it happens. I'm not worried about anything else off the court. Let these guys play. If something else comes down the pipe, we'll deal with that when we get there. Like I said, really good basketball being played by this Tiger team. Yeah. Penny Hardaway had a quote in his radio show, which he uses to soothsay the crowd for sure. Each and every Monday, Penny gonna come in and just romance y'all ass for sure, man. And we all tune in to hear what sweet nothings Penny.
And we let ourselves get romanced every single week.
He give me every time. I cut the lights out, I cut the candles on, and I open up my Twitter to see
what
a candle
has to say. Put a candle on, turn on some background music.
Right,
yeah, man. Yeah.
To hear Penny say things like he told his big dogs, y'all ain't sitting down. Y'all gonna play the whole game. He's oh man, he got it.
We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting. He finally got it. We've been saying this for 6 years, bro. Right. He finally got it.
Jordan Pierre.
Did you see Jonathan Pierre. Did you see Ashton Hardaway come out and you're like,
first sub, Ashton Hardaway.
Never mind.
Jordan Brown.
Little dough ass can. But no, he played that starting five.
Yeah.
In the first 13 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, crazy win against UAB. It feels so far away from since we had our last show for that game. Feels so far away. But definitely got to talk about that, man. To be down like they were against UAB and just come out and just, man, run them dudes in the second half, man. You got to give this team all the credit in the world for that. Great showing by the Tigers, man. Like I said, right now, to me, they're looking like a team. They've always been the team that's been one of the most talented teams in the conference. You just beat FAU. Big game against FAU this week, if I'm not mistaken.
They're playing Saturday morning at 11 a.m.
Saturday morning
on CBS.
Oh, yeah. And guess what, man? We got something special. We're going to announce it now what's going on after that game.
If you want to do it, yeah.
Me and you, man, are doing Tigers.
Man,
we getting Francis, man. Get your ass up out of here, man.
Yeah, we about to
get the big dogs here, man.
Let the big dogs eat for a little bit, man.
If you're a WWE fan, man, Cody Rhodes been trying to live out his story, finish the story, but The Rock had to come in and say, man, all right, man, get your booty ass out of here. It's WrestleMania. WrestleMania is happening Saturday. Tiger Mania is happening Saturday. It's time for the big dogs to come out.
Get your Rudy Poo ass out of here, Francis.
Yeah, get your ass up out of here, Francis. Get your average ass out of here, Francis.
Let the big dogs eat, man.
Go over there and go over there and cover 901 FC or something.
Yeah, man.
Go
cover the showboats, man. Go cover the showboats for a little bit. What are we talking about? Let the big dogs handle this one, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, speaking of 901 FC too, man, they got their season over this weekend. I will be in the building. They're doing something hella dope tomorrow, man. I want to say they're doing like a jersey reveal. They got a new jersey, a new sponsor, because you know in soccer, man.
Yeah, the patch.
Yeah, the sponsor is the jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
They got.
They don't even have they don't have the title of the team on there. It's the jersey.
Right. It's the Terminator. And Terminator job is so hard, bro. I wanted that job so bad, bro.
Soccer stuff weirds me out like that, man. Like, why do I'm not a fan of the Terminix. Like, what are we doing?
Right. Wing Guru the jersey.
Where's my
Yeah, bro, that shit crazy.
Almost blasted one of our sponsors for a second.
I'm just saying, him is heavily cooking.
Yeah, I'm not.
I fool with y'all, man. But that Terminator job was hard.
Terminator
901 FC jersey was hard as shit. But yeah, they got the new jersey reveal coming out tomorrow. I will be in the building for that. I'll also be in the building for the season opener. They have a truly converted fan, Anthony Sain, 901 FC, for sure. Also, in local news, before we get out of the way, we had Bobby Ford and I forgot Andy Mack. Name, Andy Mack, who were on our show. 901 Wrestling.
You called this from the jump.
I told you
something fishy was going.
I told you off there how I thought it was gonna go down too, and it went exactly that way. When they was up acting like they was all buddy, I said one of them dudes ain't buddy.
We could tell in the studio. We could tell that something weird was going on. Yeah, 100%.
And what happened was, for those of you who weren't there, first of all, you should have been there because we told y'all to be there for 901 Wrestling. Andy Mack upset Bobby Ford and won the title from him. Right, clean victory. They celebrated together after the match. Said, "Let's go get a drink." Andy turned around and celebrated with the crowd. Bobby Ford snapped. Beat the brakes off
Andy Mack.
Hey, did what he needed to do, man. Got out from under the shadow of Andy Mack. But I told you the whole story sounded so strange, man. When they said that their relationship, their friendship was built from I saw you as a wrestler, I want to do what you do.
Is that not true?
That
is true. I know they're.
But when I found that out, I said, man, Bobby gonna snake his ass. Because Bobby got in this industry to be a champion, not to be Andy
Mack's friend.
Right. Yeah. And their relationship was built from Andy teaching them how to wrestle.
Crazy.
So it's crazy stuff, man. Hey, only in Memphis, man. Only on the Anthony Sain show, man. We can have these type of conversations, man. We talk about wrestling up in this joint, man. But you know what I'm saying? But we about to take a break though, bro.
Yeah.
When we come back, my boy Parish Sharkey gonna join us for the sit down with Sain. It's going down. We'll see you guys in a minute here on Anthony Sain show.
I just want to ask the question: should Derrick Rose retire?
I mean,
I'm being dead serious. It's nothing against the guy.
I know you are. That's why it sucks.
I'm asking a legit question because he can't stay injury free. I don't know if it, maybe an offseason helps.
Magic 8 ball. All signs point to yes.
Sheesh. That's the sad part of it too.
It's, again, like, I know a lot of people want him to do the Udonis Haslam thing. Like, that's the extent of Derrick Rose at this point. It's
okay.
Like, he still showed. I mean, he had a nice move under the basket tonight, but it's, man, like, he's always hurt for a reason, dude. His body's just, it doesn't happen, right? And if he can fit into Udonis Haslam type role where he's just the bench guy and the vet for the team, then that's awesome.
Tune in to the Grizz 901 postgame show, live after every Grizzlies game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
You can see a team come out, not intense, no effort really given. They're not locked in, and they look like a middling team in the American Athletic Conference.
Yep.
And then in the next half, or the next 4-minute spurt, or the next 8-minute spurt, they can look like a top 10 team. Because that second half, man, I would venture to say best half of the Penny Hardaway era basketball.
I mean, 60 points. It's hard to argue with.
Well, and then defense. They held them down to 26.
26.
And they were turning defense into offense. They've forced so many turnovers. They had 33 points off turnovers. They had 24 fast break points. They were doing what Penny wants his teams to do.
Right.
And they were efficient on the offensive end.
That game, more than any this year, is fully a microcosm of this season. It continues to show us that this team, at their peak, at their best, can still be one of the better teams in the country.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Sain Show on a weekly basis. My man Parish Sharkey is here. He covers the Memphis Grizzlies for Bluff City Media. He is the beat writer, man, which means he writes about beats that he hears when he's at the game. Now, it actually means that he's the pulse of the team, man. He's in the locker room. He's doing all this stuff. Parish Sharkey joins us now. Parish, what's going on, my brother?
Man, not much. Just trying to get through the week. Trying to get through this last 20 games we got left for this season.
Yeah, man. We got
just
about 20 left. 20 games left. I remember, man, before the All-Star break, had a big win over the Milwaukee Bucks. Energy was high in FedEx Forum, man, all these type of things. The goddamn shit and jumped off the rails now. It was, I think the Grizzlies was like 5 straight games. And, you had just bad losses to Brooklyn, bad losses to Minnesota. You had a bad loss to Portland twice. When I say bad, just kind of discouraging. The Minnesota game was pretty close. Then you kind of lose gets away from you late in the second half. Just some disappointing losses, but something was totally different yesterday. Parish Sharkey, the game that the Grizzlies played against the Brooklyn Nets on the road. I actually watched this game. This is the first game I watched in a long ass time.
So you the problem.
Hey, I watched the game for a long time. Luke Kennard was looking like the dude y'all said he can't be because he ain't playing with good. I've never seen the Luke Kennard excuses, bro. Some of the wildest things I've heard from people, man. People say, "Well, Luke's playing with a bunch of dudes that can't play." Like, but he's a spot up shooter, bro. Like, it ain't that hard to get your game off. All you gotta do is catch and shoot the ball, bro. You know what I mean? But anyway, Luke Kennard had a great game the other night. Who else had a good game last night? Gigi was fine.
Lamar, Gigi, Lamar Stevens.
Yeah, Lamar Stevens, he went off. I want to say,
I guess Jake LaRavia in
Jake was
box
good.
score.
Yeah, Jake was good.
Yeah.
He was a box score bandit out there, box score diva out there, as well as Vince Williams, who was super clutch down the stretch of the game. I actually had fun, man. Makes me wonder where y'all just lying about the games y'all said that haven't been good to watch. I haven't intentionally not been watching games. I've literally had stuff going on that's had me where I couldn't watch these games, man. But it was good to see a Grizzlies win. You talked about 20 games left in the season. What do you think they end up in the reverse standings? Right now, they're in the 6th, according to Tankathon, about 3 games ahead of Portland. I don't think they're going to get down that low. I don't think Portland's going to make up those 3 games in the standings. I think even if they tried, I don't think they can make up those 3 games in the standings. A lot of teams that are below you as far as the reverse standings, the Brooklyns, the Torontos of the world, those teams have no reason to tank. they're just pretty ass at this point. I think the Grizzlies, it feels like to me that the Grizzlies are going to be stuck in that pretty much solidified in that 6th spot. What do you think the Grizzlies end up doing as far as the draft lottery ping pong ball standings are concerned?
Yep, I agree. 6. I was just telling a coworker that the other day. He was asking me about, are we trying to tank? Lost to Portland twice. I was like, although we lost to Portland twice, Portland was still 3 games behind us after beating us twice. And they're not. I don't see them win 3 more. I don't even see them win 3 more games.
3 more games the entire season. Yeah.
Let alone see us. Let alone see us not win any more games. So that was going to take some real work. So I was like, we're not catching them. We really have a better shot at catching Brooklyn and Charlotte under us. Brooklyn and Toronto. I think we got 21 wins. Toronto has 23, and Brooklyn has 24. So if we was in the Eastern Conference, we would be still trying to battle for a play-in spot. So
which is so crazy. Like that Brooklyn team is like 2 games out of 10th place. And for all the people who said that we could not have caught up in the West, yes, we could have, bro. When Ja was there, man, like we literally, if we had stayed healthy, bro, I think we would have been a playing team at this point.
I thought about this yesterday when I was like at a work site, right? And I was like, I'm thinking about when Ja was out for the season, right? This is before Marcus Smart and Desmond Bane got hurt. I felt like everybody else was healthy. If everybody else, because what happened early in the season was Marcus Smart missed like 20 games. Luka Kennard was out. Santi Aldama was out. If everybody had just stayed healthy after Ja Morant was out for the season, I still believe we would have been like close to catching up. Because I feel like there was more. They was in the rhythm. They still won a couple games even after he was out. So I feel like if you just simply had Bane and Marcus Smart and everybody else kind of stayed relatively healthy, we'll still be probably not right at 10, but we'll be like maybe 2 or 3 games out from it right now.
I want to throw a couple things out to you, and you tell me whether these things are fact or fiction, whether these are just kind of things people say or is it a real thing. There's a lot of talk about what should you value at this point in the season when you've got a team who has struggling like they are, of course, but you've got opportunities to develop guys. Do you think that, because one of the things you hear people say is winning games right now is good for guys like Gigi. Playing to win is good for guys like Vince Williams. All these type of things, right? For guys, 2 guys who you know for sure will be part of your rotation next year. Do you think that that's a real thing? Do you think that putting those guys in competitive situations is actually something that's good for them, or is it just something people are saying?
I think it's good for them. And, the thing about tanking, right, and fans, want us to tank all the good stuff. The players are not tanking. Jordan Goodwin is trying to play for an NBA, to play in NBA, right? He just signed a 2-way deal. He's trying to get an NBA. Trey Jameson is trying to get an NBA contract, right? These players ain't playing just to tank. Like, the players are not actually tanking. So, coaching wise, I still see people get on Jenkins about some rotation and stuff like that. When you're at the bottom of the barrel of the roster, I don't know if I'm really arguing about, who should be playing and who not playing, right? I am looking to see Jacob Ravy get more minutes, right? Because he only played 9 games up until he just got back recently, right? So it's like part of him not developing was him not playing a lot of games. So let's actually see him get extended run. Let's see Gigi and Vince Williams get in these crunch time situations. You saw they failed. What's that? Saturday against Portland, they blew the 17-point lead. They failed then, but they learned from it and came back and beat Brooklyn last night. That's development. That's definitely good for them because when Ja Morant and everybody's back, we need to know who's going to be the 4th and 5th person on the court with Ja Jaren, Bane, and Marcus Smart. We need to know who's going to be out there with them in those crunch time moments and who can deliver. A lot like Zaire did his rookie year against Golden State. I think in game 2 when you hit those big time threes, like you need to know who's going to be there when it's really time for us to actually get to that championship contention.
You made a good point when you brought up Jake LaRavia, which leads up to my second fact or fiction, myth or is it real shit? So confidence is a word that gets thrown around, and every time I hear it, it just makes my eyes roll, right? And it's like you hear guys, people say things like, man, if Jake just had confidence, all he needs is confidence, and hopefully these games give him some confidence and he can be the guy. And my thing is, when I hear words like if only they had confidence, that's also like if only Jacob Gilead was 6'3". Like I think it's one of those things that like it's like almost like we act like confidence is not an NBA skill. You know what I mean? Like that's a major component of the NBA. That's a major component of being a professional basketball player. And if you look at guys like Jake who can shoot, high 30s, 40-something% in the G League, and he's shooting 20-something% in the big leagues, that's strictly a guy who doesn't have confidence in his shot, who's not able to just have nerves of steel and knock down the shot. But I don't think that's something that's just kind of flippant, though. I think that's either an NBA skill or attribute that either you have or you don't have. Like we kind of throw that around like, well, he just needs more confidence. Like I don't think there's anything small about it. So do you think when people say, so where are you at on the confidence thing? Is it something minor you can just kind of get and play in the empty games? Because I'm like, these are the type of these games don't prove anything to me about Jake LaRavia because the guys he's playing with, as well as some of the teams, like a team like Brooklyn, that Brooklyn team, right? Yeah, you got Cam Johnson. Yeah, you had Mikal Bridges out there. You had my guy Nick Claxton, all those type of guys out there. But but you also got a bunch of dudes that are just dudes out there. You know what I mean? So what? And that's another thing too. We would never expect Jake LaRavia to carry the load like he had yesterday in a game when Jaren Bain, all those guys are out there. So he's not even playing in a real scenario. So how important, how real do you think the whole these type of games are giving them confidence type thing? Is that a real?
I think it's real, but it might not be necessary. So two things can be true. I think it's real, but it might not be real for the Grizzlies, right? Mm-hmm. So the Grizzlies are looking to be a contender team, and confidence is a skill. But he also got drafted into a team that was second seed in the West, looking to take the next step. And so you're in a position where you need to get drafted on a roster where you're playing with a sorry team or a middling team where you can literally get the minutes and develop real confidence. Instead, you're playing with a team that was legit. Point guard, I said we were fine in the West, team that was trying to win championships. So that's a whole different story. And some players are not built for it. It seems like Jake and Zaire wasn't built for it, right? And even Zaire, to a certain extent, actually, his rookie year was built for it. I don't know what happened. Maybe the injuries got to him. His second year, that maybe what took him down his second year. But it felt like even he started to develop confidence over his rookie year. So I feel like you can develop it, but it's just certain situations. And the Grizzlies situation, specifically for Jake LaRavia, especially at the time, it just wasn't right for him. Right now, plays more to his development because he's actually getting a chance to showcase it, and he don't have as much pressure right now because getting drafted in this situation where you got traded, they traded 2 first-round picks to trade up to get you. You coming in with immense pressure, like, oh yeah, I got to show up, and if you don't and you get hurt like you did, it takes you down a notch.
Another thing that's kind of been going around a lot, listening to sports radio here in town is, and also a little bit on social media as well, is just fan frustration from the quality of play, the games we're seeing right now, and the Grizzlies announced their season ticket prices will be going up next year, and I hate to have these kind of takes, man, because I haven't bought a Grizzlies ticket in, brother, literally opening night of FedEx Forum was the last time I bought a Grizzlies ticket, right? Like I just kind of read this from media stuff, or when I was working for nonprofit organizations where we were giving tickets to take kids to games, and that was part of my job to take kids to games, or just just people just giving me tickets or whatever. I don't buy tickets, so a lot of the fan stuff that they're talking about, I don't have the most empathetic view of it. You know what I mean? Like my thing is, man, look, quit crying, bro. Like we were doing this back when we were in the pyramid, and this team was ass for years on top of years. You know you got a good team coming next year. Go pay the money for the season tickets. Quit crying about this year. They're about to get a top 10 pick in the draft, probably 6, 7 pick in the draft, could possibly bump up to number 1. Who knows? Do you think people are justified in being upset about what they're seeing on the court right now? Something that, okay, so what's just like, there's no remedy to it. Like the team, because this is why I think the tanking talk is dangerous, because you got people thinking that they're doing these things intentional. The guys are faking injuries, all these type of things. So do you think that the frustration level is real? Like, do you think that that's a valid reason to be upset about season ticket prices going up? Or do you think fans should just kind of relax? And I don't want you to offend nobody either. Like I said, I really can't relate because I don't buy tickets at all. I do not buy tickets. So, hey, there's that. But how do you feel about that whole thing?
I would say it's a yeah and a no. I would say no, because next year has nothing to do with this year. So the ticket prices going up next year when Ja Morant, Brandon Clark are going to be back. You know, everybody's going to be back. I'm not stressing out with it, but I think just coming from if I was putting myself in their shoes and season ticket holder shoes and going through what you went through this season, you can't control the injuries, you can't control the players, but I was even thinking about just covering the game Friday. I'm like, dang, I really do not feel like going to this game. And just being the season ticket holder, like, dang, I gotta, I bought these tickets.
I can't even sell, right? I can't get any tickets.
You can't even sell them, Judge. You kind of like, so I understand, put myself in their shoes.
The Grizzlies had one of the, I'm sorry, bro. The Grizzlies had one of their best giveaways. That freaking
Oh, the mini
little Grizz
Grizz.
thing. Everybody probably got one.
Yep.
Right, everybody I know who wins like, yeah, I got one. Like, damn.
Right. So it's those things. Like if I put myself in their shoes, I understand the frustration. But also the other side, next season has nothing to do with this season. So price is going up next season. And I saw because my job has season tickets. And I'm actually over give out tickets to employees. And I got the email saying if you renewed your tickets, it was some way. If you already had season tickets, you pretty much kept your rate. You had to do like an auto renew thing. But if you didn't do that, then it goes up. So I guess from my standpoint, from what I saw from managing my job season tickets, you had the option for it to go up or not. You just had to auto renew. Yeah, probably some people didn't want to do the auto renewal thing.
Yeah, like I said, man, I get it because I hate to see. I can't relate because I don't buy tickets at all. But I just I'm like, man, y'all are just really, come on, man. Like people just say, I just don't see the effort out there. Like, man, these dudes who are playing right now, they're playing for their own individual life in the NBA. They're not Grizzlies players. They don't know the scheme. They don't know the culture. Just a bunch of dudes who really are just, literally new guys coming in all the time. And you don't have your best players are wearing street clothes. So it's kind of a difficult thing to do. I watched Nick Claxton. I didn't see much of him the last game, but I saw the entire game yesterday. I think he had 21 points, maybe 6 rebounds.
Yeah,
I think he had maybe a block or 2 last night. Definitely a guy who can impact the game, but I'm not really sure about his fit with the Grizzlies. All the stuff about whether he's attainable and all those type of things, I'll go on a rant about that later on after I get your initial response. But what are your thoughts on him after seeing him 2 games? Do you think he's a guy that could play beside Jaren Jackson Jr. and make this front court look like what it's supposed to look like for a championship contending team?
Yeah, I still do. I think, microwave society, people see one because last week he dominated the game, right? So yesterday he struggled a little bit. He only gets 6 rebounds, and people said he can't rebound. He averages 9 rebounds, almost 10 rebounds a game. So I'm not gonna say he can't rebound. And like I said last time we mentioned him playing against Jaren, that's a defensive nightmare. And you include Marcus Smart and Vince Williams Jr., you telling me who's scoring this guard, I don't know. I mean, who's scoring against them? I just have no clue, right? So I seen him fit in pretty seamlessly, like defensive wise, he can switch. On offense, he's more of a roll to the basket. Now, what you would miss out of him, and I think everybody wants like a Steven Adams clone, essentially, right?
Right.
But remember, Steven Adams was played off the court against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the playoffs. I haven't forgot that, right? So I want somebody who can switch a little better, who can guard a Karl-Anthony Towns in the situation where the team goes smaller. And I think Nick Claxton could still play with those lineups when teams kind of adjust. And that's what Steven Adams couldn't do. Now, things he can do that Steven Adams could do, his screens, Steven Adams is like the strongest man in the NBA. I don't think anybody can set screens like him, right? He's a great passer. Jokic, and you probably can name on one hand how many great passing big men there are, right? So, sure, he might not be exactly that, but I still think he'll pretty much fit in. But I think I saw I think I said this last time on your show too. Price point matters. I don't think he's worth $20 million a year. So if he's worth that, now I'd probably take my options, elsewhere. But you get him for cheaper, 16 mil, 14, somewhere in that range. I definitely look at it. But 20 plus, I'm like, yeah, it's a lot, especially when you're already paying Ja and Bane the max. Then Jaren's contract's coming up soon. Thinking down the road, you got Marcus Smart contract now. Luke, it's gonna be a little hard to try and manage paying him $20 million. So I would say a cheaper option that probably can give you the same, if not even fit a little better. I would definitely go for that as well.
Because my thing with him is I'm big about guys that are cultural fits, right? So I'm knowing this is a guy that this is Ja's guy. Like I know that type of stuff matters. You know what I mean? Like having a guy who can fit in and just kind of be one of the guys. If he can slide in and seamlessly be that guy, I think that matters a lot. You know what I mean? And like you said, he's not going to be a Steven Adams clone, but I think that he can definitely – he's one of those guys that can really raise the total impact of what this team could be. There was a moment at the end of the game where he got a bad foul away from the ball on Luke Kennard and pretty much put the game away. So like, this dude might be I don't know. But there are, of course, other guys that I'm looking at. I put my list out yesterday of guys that are my short list of bigs that I would like to see on this team. Headlined by the whitest black man, the blackest white man. That's what you want to look at. Isaiah Hartenstein from the New York Knicks would be my number one option this offseason. He'd be my number one target. I had Claxton number 2. The vibes matter to me, man. The vibes matter. Number 3, I had Andre Drummond, who I actually think is a better fit than Claxton, of course. He's a guy that he can set the screens, he can get the rebounds. He can eat all those up. You know what I mean? Yep. There were a lot of games in the Grizzlies run under Steven Adams where the Grizzlies flat out we either stayed in games or won games because Steven Adams gave us multiple possessions. You know what I mean? So I think that's a big part of what made us a good team in the past. I got Drummond at 3rd, and I think you can get him for even the taxpayers' exception. You may be able to get him for something like that. He's a guy that you might get him and get maybe 2 or 3 good years out of him. And if you're winning championships during those years, who cares after that? But he's a guy that could be a transitional guy for another guy that you may draft, or who knows what Trey Jemison could become, all these type of things, right? Mm-hmm. We forget Trey Jemison is a true rookie. Like, he's a true fresh out of college rookie. You know what I mean? We forget about that.
And he looked good last night too.
Huh?
He looked good last night too.
Yeah, he did. He had a good game. He's getting thrown in the fire and he's learning. He's learning the pro game. It's number 4. I got my boy Nick Richards, man. Looks like Steven Adams. If I told the AI to make show me what black Steven Adams would look like, and Nick Richards came out. He literally looks like him in the face. He's a guy I didn't really know too much about him. I knew who he was. Started kind of looking him up in the last few weeks. Didn't know he was a Kentucky kid. Yep. A lot of those Kentucky bigs are good, man. Like, you know, you kind of don't know. There's a lot of just kind of like solid rotation bigs in the league. There were guys that came from Kentucky, and we just kind of forgot about who they went to Kentucky. But I think he's a guy he can get the rebounds, he can set screens, he can block shots a little bit. Young, athletic. He's kind of falling behind in the pecking order. Williams is their big right now going forward.
Yeah.
So if he's a guy that around $5 million per year, he's a guy that I could possibly see moving. Not this year's first round pick, but some first round pick maybe. If it means I can give you a Jake LaRavia and you give me my starting center back, you know what I mean? A guy who I think I can invest in. Possibly a protected first round pick, maybe multiple seconds, something like that. That's something I would definitely do if Charlotte's interested in something like that for sure. A guy like Nick Richards. So where are you at as far as your short list of guys on your how do we get a center thing this year?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like I really just like, because I'm the type I wait until the offseason to really just like truly look. But I do know 3 of the players are definitely free agents, which is Nick Claxton, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Andre Drummond. So Nick Richards, I'm assuming, is not a free agent.
No, he's not. He's got a really good contract. 3 years, $15 million. I don't think he's a free agent until 2027, about $5 million a year. So he fits like with Zaire, Jake type money. Man, I would throw. I ain't gonna lie, man. I would to get a young big like that who I think could really fit that profile. I would add a first round pick to make that happen. Like for real. Yeah. Like I would, or multiple set. I would do something, man. I would add
be a late, because he'll be a late first round pick anyway.
It could be a Santi Aldama type thing. They might take a guy like Santi in the second. Hey, let's get it. We're gonna holler at you.
Yep. Go and holler.
Yeah. And that's my next question too. What's going on with Santi? But go ahead and get your big man list.
Yeah. Definitely. Those 4, I like what you said. I've seen people talking about Wendell Carter. I like him when he's playing. He has injury. He does have injury history. That's the only thing that kind of scared me on him. But on court fit, perfect. But how he's going to be on the court is my real question. At least those 4 you just mentioned, they're relatively healthy big men throughout their career so far. So Wendell Carter's the other one. I forgot the guy, not Clint Capella. I feel like it was another guy someone told me about from now. I guess now because Atlanta would move off Clint Capella to play the young guy. I forgot the young big man they got.
Okongwu.
Okongwu, yeah. I've seen people mention him, but I'm pretty sure Atlanta would just move off Clint Capella and keep him.
I think they got plans for him. You know, he's like 6'8", 6'9". But anyway, he's good.
Yeah. So of them, I mean, really, I'm looking for the biggest bang of the book, right? So whichever person you can get for not necessarily the absolute cheapest, but just the most production for at least amount of money. And you're going to work out some kinks. So I know Drummond's thing is defense. That's what he's not good on defense, right? But with Brandon Clark returning, you can navigate minutes where you end games with lineups, including the Jaren and Brandon Clark.
Yep.
Right. So it's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah, you can use Drummond the same way you're using Clark. Like you start the game with him, let him gobble up the rebounds in the middle of the game, end of the game, Jaren and BC close the game. Yep.
Exactly. So I do like that. Just even thinking of that. So really any of those options will work out. I just don't want, like I said, Nick Claxton costs 20+ mil. I don't think you need to pay that much for your fifth option, your starting five, and probably your eighth option overall.
Yeah.
When you include your bench guys coming in. So he's not gonna be a top option to get paid that much. So
I kind of get that. I don't think that's gonna be his demanding price, but I get that logic. Even if it's 15 million, I can see the logic of not having that dude on your team. Exactly. Only way I would do it is like if a team says like a Luke Kennard salary, that kind of makes things work. Now, I'm actually about Santi in a minute. I'm gonna come back to Santi because that made me think. I was listening to Sean Coleman was talking, right? And he was saying like if you could trade, he says his team, he would like to see this team add a versatile wing, like a 3-4, 4-3 type wing, right? Or a big wing like a Mikal Bridges or Dorian Finney-Smith. You know, one of these wings that can guard up and guard down, right? Can score, knock down shots, all those type of things. To be your solidified starting small forward. Basically a guy who's better than Smart and better than GG fit-wise, right? Not particularly as a player. And my thing is, if that's what you're doing, if that's the situation, I'm like, okay, well, keep Kennard and trade Smart then. You know what I mean? Yep. So if it came down to you could get a guy who could be your starting small forward, a guy who's better than Smart, better than GG fit-wise, who would you move in that deal? If you're talking about a guy who's going to be in that $15 to $20 million range price-wise.
Yep. Like
you move Smart, right?
Mark Smart, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Smart is going to be good next year. But you know, if he's not your starting wing defender and your backup point guard, you're not getting in. What is he? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing with him? You know what I mean? So if he's not a high utility guy like that, you know, what are you really doing with Marcus Smart? Now the Santi. Hell is going on with my guy, man, because he's just vibing a little bit too cool, man. The behind the back passes drive me crazy. He's just, you know what I mean? Santi was a guy who was getting to the basket, dunking on dudes, playmaking. What's going on with him? And it's shout out to Parker Fleming. Parker Fleming was like, you know, we talk about guys like Zaire, like how they would look with a point guard, or how Gigi would look with Ja, all these type of things. He was like, Santi needs Ja too. Is that where you are? Or do you think something else is going on with him?
That's what I mean. I think he was at his best last season when he had some. So all these guys are role players. Once they get promoted from role player to starters and, you know, actual starters, he's showing that he's not a starter. So I guess we was like expecting him to potentially, we was even thinking, oh, is there a Jaren Santi future front court? I think we get our answer. Our answer is no. Santi is your eighth night man off the bench. And I think it's just, to me, it's just as simple as that. It's like we was thinking, hoping maybe he could take the next step, but he's something more than probably what he actually is. And really, that's just what he is. I think that's, in my opinion, that's just what he is. So if that's what he is, cool. He'll just be 19 man on the bench, or you can use him as a trade chip for another team who would want to utilize the skill set, because he's still a good player, but he's a role player, and role players, that's what they do. They're going to be inconsistent and not really, their game's not going to expand because that's what they are.
So what are your transition over to Tiger basketball? What are your thoughts on, because I in the first segment of the show, we opened talking about Tiger basketball. I'm feeling me on this thing where, dude, that's the best team in the conference. They're about to go win this conference tournament. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like, you know, they woke up or whatever. Where are you at on that? What are your thoughts on this Tiger basketball team heading into the conference tournament coming up very soon?
Yep, feeling good. Shout out to Francis returning after
my boy Francis
last week.
Francis said, all right, I'm going, bro. I come back and this shit get normal.
He had me on the Tigers post game live after the UAB game, and I was just I'm telling him, like, when they fell behind by 22, once they made the 7-0 run, I felt like they were coming back, and I didn't know they would come back that fast. I know they come back and completely flip the score.
Right. It just kind of shows you how much better we are than these teams. Like UAB is like what, 4th in the conference, right?
Yep.
Like that game the other night was,
they under us now. We're 4th after that win.
You know what I'm saying? That game was like for 3rd, 4th place or something in the conference, right? So I'm like, they destroyed them dudes when they turned up, man. Like I'm like, these bum ass teams. That's what kind of gets me frustrated, Because I was like, no, man, y'all are not about to move the goalposts as far as this conference is ass, bro. Like the team UCF, USF, right?
Yeah.
Them dudes just won our conference, and people are like, no, they're not a tournament team. Like they don't have the resume. Like they don't have anything.
Which I think is just being disrespectful of them because they literally lost one conference game.
Bro, like,
I'm talking about the tournament committee. Like they literally lost one conference game. That's disrespectful. Like no post one.
But the point I'm trying to make is, bro, like I'm not gonna act like when Memphis was losing to these teams.
Oh, like that.
Because I've seen people try to move the goalposts like, oh man, this is just a good conference. No, man, we lost bad. We had bad losses, bro. And these boys need to turn up. These boys gonna turn up, and they need to win this whole thing. They're the best. They're the best team in the conference, and they are.
Because even in South Florida loss, looking back on it, okay,
it's 20 on them dudes.
Yeah, we was up 20. Like when it boiled down to it, it's a bad loss.
That's the team that was up 20 on, right?
Yep.
Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Let's turn up. Let's win this tournament, man. I'll tell you what, Parish, about to take a break, man. As always, you join me for the 3-point. I got you on virtual, so we just ain't gonna let you log off. We'll see you in a minute when we come back here on the Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in a minute.
And if you continue to play the starters 30 plus minutes a night,
please do that. Please do that.
I mean, 33 really. The only one that didn't get, everybody got 33 or more with the exception of Jordan. He played 29, which is fine. I think that's good. He had a good night too. Stick with the starters is what we were saying, Kenny, right?
Yep.
And what did he do in the second half amongst that run?
Played him for 13 straight minutes.
Straight.
That's
not a sub.
That's a record.
There was a moment in the second half where both JQ and David looked over and were like, yeah, I need a sub. And Penny's like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm like, when is that in the history of anything?
You shut your mouth. Keep playing.
Shut your mouth.
When has that ever happened?
No, you shut up. You keep playing.
What's going on?
Penny just looks off into the crowd like, I didn't see you, man. I'm sorry.
Why couldn't we have had that?
We've had subs at 75 seconds into the game.
3 months ago. You couldn't have given no, I'm good. Keep playing.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Everybody knows this by now. Malcolm Dandridge did not play on Sunday due to
an academic.
Is that how it was framed? Academic
misconduct, whatever you want to call it.
Right. So I think this allowed for Naquan Tomlin to have a more defined role. And Naquan's been up and down this year. I don't think he's been probably as good as we expected him to. And it kind of goes back to maybe expectations were a little too high for him for when he came in, how he came in. The front court that he came into was already established.
I don't even know if it's Malcolm going down or it's Penny finally deciding, hey, Naquan has to be at the top of this pecking order for us to be successful. He's the guy who, even in that SMU game, was still playing hard.
Right.
He's the guy who's brought energy every game, even if it's been misplaced at times with fouling out. He's fouled out 4 times in 17 games. But he's been a guy who's been consistently giving you that intensity, that effort.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show here for the 3-pointer. Got all the homies up here for this one. Got Ken in the building. Got Parish Sharkey in the building for the 3-pointer, man. 3 things going on in the world of sports since the last time we talked. Number 1, man, LeBron James set another milestone. 40,000 points for LeBron James. In a losing effort the other night. I'm not gonna knock it, but I'm kind of tired of the whole thing. LeBron is the NBA scoring leader. I don't really know what this milestone really means other than it's a big number. 40,000. Nobody's ever done it. He's the leader, so anything he does, nobody's ever done it. I'm kind of ready for the LeBron James announcement of this is my farewell tour, because all the pre-farewell tour, farewell tours are kind of.
He still doesn't know if he wants to do a farewell.
He's
tour,
lying. You know this,
Anthony.
Cap.
He still said. He said, "I'm still trying to decide if I even want to be a part of a farewell tour." Yeah, he's just.
I saw Doc Holliday did a video about, does this make LeBron, the GOAT now and all those type of things. I don't really have one GOAT. I think I've seen 3 players. And guys who I haven't seen, I don't even have those conversations. If I didn't watch them with a clear mind, meaning I was older than 12 or 13 years old, I don't have anything.
If you didn't know what you were watching, it doesn't count.
I don't have anything to tell you about Larry Bird. I don't have anything to tell you about Magic Johnson. I don't have anything to tell you about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I've seen all those guys weren't in their prime. I have very little memory of those dudes when they were in the league, right? So I'm going to exclude those guys from any GOAT conversations. My friend Jay Ham can add Dolph Shades into a conversation if you want to, because he is a hoop historian. He's watched enough old footage of games to be able to have these mental notes to tell you who is who and all those type of things. I can't do that. I got 3 GOATs in my opinion. It's Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. Those are the 3 best players I've ever seen pick up a basketball. Sometimes I want to add Tim Duncan to the conversation. If you want to add him to it, I'm not going to argue with you because he was a beast. I don't do the ring talk thing. I think rings are very subjective. It's based on who you were playing during your particular run. You know what I mean? I think that everything that Michael Jordan did, if you swapped him out and put LeBron James in his shoes, LeBron James probably would have went 6-0. Kobe Bryant would have went 6-0 too. I think that all those things are subjective. And I also think that if Jordan Bulls took on a team that had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant, that Bulls team would have got that ass up out of here. You know what I mean?
They would have.
So
that Warriors team would have beat anybody.
Yeah, and it's like I think all those things are subjective, bro. But I think that those are the 3 best players I've ever seen. So many things about LeBron are annoying as hell because he is a guy who is a poster child for the modern AAU era. Like that was the era he was produced from, you know what I mean? So a lot of things about him are super annoying. But he's a beast, man. He's one of the best players ever picked up a basketball, no matter what you want to say about him. And I just think it's super weird when people act like his game wouldn't translate to another era. I'm like, bro, if anything, LeBron James is a bigger, more athletic Magic Johnson. So why is that dude not going to be a beast in any era? You know what I mean? It's such a stupid conversation. They would have killed him. No, they would not have, bro. That dude looked like Karl Malone, except for he's dribbling. He's a moving Karl Malone, bro. Like, you telling me that dude when they got off?
This man,
just like I believe Michael Jordan would shoot more threes in this era, and Larry Bird would be Luka Doncic in this era. I believe the guys like LeBron would adjust to the era that they're great players for a reason, man. Like, those kind of guys will be good regardless of what era they're in. But like I said, I think Michael Jordan is the best combination of athletic ability mixed with chip on your shoulder mixed with give a damn. I think that's what makes him the greatest player ever, because he's a guy who, and I'll tell this to anybody, Michael Jordan is a guy who was athletically superior to everybody that's in the league with him. But he also had an edge about himself where he didn't feel like where there were parts about him that probably felt like I've got something to prove. And when that combination gets together where you feel like the underdog and you're better than everybody, you a beast. That's what Michael Jordan was. I think as far as being the total package, the body, the ability, the court vision, all these type of things, LeBron James is the perfect basketball player. If you're going to make a basketball player in the lab, this is LeBron James. But we're not talking about you're not talking about some guy who flopped out. We're talking about a guy who's been highly successful. The run where he went to
8 straight
finals, man, nuts. And then
with 2 teams.
And like I said, I can make arguments for why I think Michael Jordan is the best player ever. I can make arguments for why LeBron James is the best player ever. I can make arguments for why Kobe Bryant is the best player ever. I don't have to tear down the other 2 dudes to make those arguments, though, man. Like, there are things like the fact that LeBron James took that Cleveland team he took to the finals.
Their last one.
None of them other dudes can say that, bro. Like, none of them other dudes can say, I literally dragged bums to the NBA finals.
Carcasses.
Yeah, man.
I brought carcasses across the finish line. Yeah.
And that matters, man. I think that's stuff those type of things is what puts him in those GOAT conversations to me. But
to
like
me, let me tell you what puts him in the GOAT conversation to me is that there's never been a person in the history of basketball that has ever come into the game with the expectations put on him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The way that he did, and he absolutely exceeded.
Yeah.
He exceeded every one of them, and the entire time never had one single ounce of controversy involved in it.
Yeah,
he has been like that.
Other people say he's on steroids, which he probably is. But,
well, who cares? That
but it didn't.
Anthony's on steroids. Like, what we say? What we talking about?
I'm on steroid cream for eczema. There you go.
There you go. But you know what I'm saying? Like that to me puts him in the GOAT conversation because like anybody else, well, not anybody else. Greatness is not defined by time or generations or anything else. Greatness is greatness no matter where you place it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But never has anybody responded so well and exceeded the expectations placed on him at the age of like 14, bro. He was the chosen one at 14 years old.
Yeah.
And he's blown past it all. That to me puts him in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah. Number 2, Caitlin Clark beats Pistol Peace Maravich's record. All-time leading scorer in college basketball, lady or male or man. That's a dope ass stat, man. There are people saying that my girl Juju at USC might end up breaking that record because I didn't realize she was a true freshman, right? That's crazy. Like, that girl is cold for real. And then I don't think Caitlin. It's gonna be hard to beat it because I could even see in the next 4 years something happens where ladies are not wanting to stay in school that long. Like the way it may be some type of either better endorsement deals for the ladies, because this is really all it would take, bro. All it would take is companies like Nike to just really give these ladies real shoe deals, and they'll leave. They'll leave college basketball and they'll go to the WNBA.
But they could do it. They could do shoe deals in college now.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I don't know, bro. I get all the arguments about the fair pay. I don't think the money should be the same, but I think it should be a higher percentage of the revenue share. Yeah, much higher revenue share as far as those type of things.
That's the Anthony. That's the conversation. It's not about the money. It's about the revenue share. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I think that ladies like Caitlin Clark are about to be that conduit for this next wave. I think the WNBA is about to go crazy in a couple of years.
Yes,
because
the talent level.
The expansion teams coming
crazy.
Yeah, everything.
And like I remember, I think I said this before on this show, but I remember when Caitlin Clark and what's my girl, Angel Reese, right? When they had their thing last year. And it got some racial implications, right? There was like some race wars going on. There were people saying, if it's cool what they do is the problem when I do it type shit with the whole you can't see me thing, right? And I was like, man, people were like, oh man, it's up, like, all this stuff, right? My bad, Ken. All this stuff people say it, right? I had a guy and he was like, he's a comedian, right? And he said something that was profound as hell, bro. He was like, man, I'm not mad about the racial stuff of it. He said, racism built the NBA. I was like, what do you mean? He said, for real. He was like, the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird rivalry, which is also had a bunch of racial undertones and overtones.
Yep. Overtones, man.
Yeah, it created the NBA today. You know what I mean? So I could see something like that. Like we joked about this a couple weeks ago. Like I could see Caitlin Clark is clearly going to probably the whitest franchise. I don't know much about WNBA teams, but I bet the Indiana team is a pretty white franchise. She's going to Indiana. Yeah, you think the Liberty is whiter? It's not a whiter town.
No, they ain't white now. But I'm saying like with them versus the Aces, it was white versus black because all their star players are white versus yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, she's literally going to the haven of whiteness as far as basketball is concerned, Indiana.
But isn't that kind of the beauty of sports? Like, hear me out. Hear me when I say this. Those kinds of implicit storylines in sports kind of makes it really interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, man. Yeah. It does for real. Like we talked about this last week, right? We were talking about it's okay to have bias, even if it's a racial bias coming out of sport, because everybody does it. It's relatable. It just kind of is what it is, man. When I get people mad at me about Luke Kennard, it ain't because they think that I don't understand that he's a great shooter. It's because they think that there's some
because
type
he's
of
white. Because he's white, you're saying.
But yesterday, when I saw John Conchar, Matthew Hurt, and Luke Kennard, and Jacob Ray off the court the same day. It did something to me. I ain't gonna lie.
I was like,
It hurt. It hurt your feelings. It hurt your feelings a little bit.
That's why you don't like the Miami Heat so much.
That's why.
All the white they had a team full of.
No,
they got Tyler.
It was
They got Kevin
Love. On the
Love.
white boys.
If you want to know why I hate the Miami
Hey,
Heat, bro, it's because they are the most privileged, like giving everything early organization ever, bro.
You know, I already know.
They were an expansion franchise that just got so much luck, man, and like never really had to just build the hard way, super free agent market, man. Like I hate the Miami Heat, bro. They never had to work for nothing. They literally had LeBron James and Chris Bosh say, "Hey, let's go."
Just gift it to
them
them.
in Miami. Like,
just gift it to them.
Right.
Yeah. Just hey, here's and then wasn't Chris Paul supposed to go there too? Like wasn't that
part
of it?
It's literally like if Anthony Edwards and Victor Wembanyama was like, "Hey, let's go to Memphis."
Hey, let's go.
Hey, sign me up, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, I hate Miami,
all right, let me ask you this: would you trade Ja and Jaren?
Yeah. No, say what now?
Ja and Jaren,
Wemby
and Ant.
Wemby might be the scariest player we've ever seen.
He might be the scariest we've ever seen play basketball.
By the time he gets his grown man by, that dude might be completely unguardable. For real. So, let me smoke a doobie or something if I give you an answer to that question.
yeah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
I clear my ain't gonna get the line. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I said it sounds like a trade.
I love John and Jaren to death. Y'all know that. So yeah, shout out to Caden Clark, man. For number 3, I'm gonna hand this one over to Parish Sharkey. It's some NFL shit that I don't give a hot damn about. Russell Westbrook. I saw they about to cut my boy, man.
Do you care? Let me ask you this: do you care about stupid people?
Yeah, I do.
Do you care about assholes?
Mine in particular, which is why I try to stay out of harm's, which why I don't do bad shit.
What about? So what we're dealing with here, and I'll let Parish talk about this, but we're dealing with some stupid assholes over in Denver. Honestly,
All right, come on, Perry. What's going on in Denver, man? How you just gonna cut my boy like that?
Yeah, your boy Russell Wilson getting cut, but hey, man, he ain't fretting. Might getting $39 million out of the deal. You know, I'd love to get cut and keep $39 million in my pocket.
Okay, NFL contracts are mostly non-guaranteed, so he had a fully guaranteed
contract. He had guaranteed contract.
It wasn't full guaranteed, but it was full.
The most guaranteed money in the history of the NFL when he signed his contract.
They about to cut his ass,
and they cut him.
Damn.
They're eating that. They're eating every bit of that guarantee
this year.
Damn,
they can't do
just to say bye, just to say get out of here.
So where is he headed to now? Where you think he going to
be free? I don't know, because Atlanta need a quarterback, and a lot of people say he should go to Atlanta because of future and
Atlanta, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's so good.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
At the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sierra's like, let's go to Seattle. Let's go back to Seattle.
I did not want to talk about this because I knew I didn't know nothing about it, even though I knew it was a big story. But I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad you're here, Parish. Now I'm gonna flip the conversation because I got 3 men on this stage that are all believers like myself. 2 of us are fathers. Parish, you don't have any children. Kenny, all your children are all your wife's children are by you, right? You don't have any non-biological children.
No, non-biological.
I have one. My daughter is non-biological. So we have 3 different takes on this, but we all have a common bond, which is Jesus, right? So I would throw this out to y'all. When Russell Wilson says, okay, bro, like I get it because with Sabrina, I had never dated a girl that had children before, right? So when I married Sabrina's mom, I literally did have to pray to make sure this is the step I had to do, and that's not just whether it's what I need to do or not, but more so giving me the tools needed to be a parent for a child that I didn't conceive. You know what I mean? So when he says like, "Oh, my first date, God told me Future's kid is,"
corny.
Yeah, it's corny.
Bro, here's the thing, man. Like, I appreciate the idea.
Like, God, not Future's kid. Like, God, why that little trail down the street? Why Future kid?
Like, I appreciate the idea of a guy stepping up and taking care of someone else's kids.
Shit.
I think it's a beautiful thing, right?
I mean, I did it. So yeah.
But we ain't talking about some bum ass dude who's not in the public. Everybody, that man is one of the most successful rappers of all time.
Yeah, I'm not coming.
This man can take care of his own kid.
I got to part the clouds and tell me, like, for real.
I don't know for Sierra. I don't know, man. You got, yeah.
Hey, I can think of some baddies out here that ain't got nothing close to a kid. So hey,
it's true,
No, I'm not saying I'm knocking him. I mean, it's dope. I did it, man. Like Sabrina's not my biological child. But I just, when guys get to talking about what God and told them, I just be like, all right, okay, bro. Because I had a pastor tell me this, that when somebody says God told me, what can you say behind it? Like,
you can't.
Right? I mean, I can't argue with you, bro. You know what I mean?
You can't argue with that.
Yeah.
It's Russell Wilson is one of the corniest guys I've ever heard talk ever in my life.
Broncos country,
right, Parish?
Like he's why. Broncos country. That's right. That might be why they're eating that $85 million cappy.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Parish. We talked about this on the Bluff last night. Do you think that that Sean Payton went into the ownership group and basically said it's me or him? Yep. Is that why they're willing to eat the cap, eat that dead money like that?
That got to be, because it's crazy how everything unfolded when they asked him to waive his injury clause. Yeah, it's like
Anthony. They asked him. This is the asshole. So I asked you if you like stupid assholes. The asshole part of this is they asked him to waive his injury clause, which basically would make his money non-guaranteeable if he got injured. This is football we're talking about, bro.
Right.
Like everybody gets injured.
Hell no.
Like they're looking for, and he said no.
I'm telling you, man, God told me no, mother.
God told me no. What did he say? He said, listen,
God told me run me my coinage. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Like, but then, and if I was Russell Wilson, I would have done the exact same thing. Nah, bro. Like, nah, man. I'm not giving you that money back. Like, this is a guaranteed contract. But then now they're stupid and they're punting on the next 3 seasons of their football program just to get him out of there, man. Like, and they can't sign anybody. Who are they going to go get? Like, what is
he really that bad though, bro? Do you think he can go to another team and be good?
He was good last year. He wasn't like great, but he was better. His first season he was terrible. Last year he was pretty good. And
I'm saying, you a Titans guy, bro. Would you take him on your team?
This year, no, because we got our quarterback rebuilding. Last year, I would take him out with Tannehill.
Yeah,
definitely. Okay. I would definitely take him. I wanted him when Tannehill do the playoff game against Cincinnati. I wanted Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers that next year. So
yeah, man.
But right now, it wouldn't make sense for us. But
that's some crazy shit. But that's all I got. I do got one more and one. 3-pointer and one. Shout out to somebody got one of those the other day. Was it Gigi got one?
4-point play.
Vince got one. Somebody got one. I don't know. Anyway, 3-pointer and one. My son Gabe got a game tonight. The Gabe t-shirts came out. Also found out the Gabe is running track this year. Didn't realize it until he was like, I got track practice tomorrow. Like, oh, okay. So yeah. and then also found out he's getting ready to go to football mini camps and all this type of stuff. I reached out to Gabe Coon.
That man heard you say to Jason that he has trouble running up and down the court. So he's like, man, let me get my
I got something for that.
Practice.
But that's his thing, though, man. Like I said, Gabe is a heavy boy. So he's on the track team. And I talked to the track coach, and Gabe throws the shot put, and he also said that he wants to practice in the relay races. And it's just like the anxiety as a parent when you want to protect your kid, man. It's like you don't want to see your kid get clowned or all this type of stuff. And I told Gabe, I said, Gabe, if you don't make the relay team, are you okay with just doing the shot put and practicing? He was like, yeah, I'm fine with it. Because Gabe's just trying to get himself together, man. I ain't mad at my boy. I ain't mad at my boy at all, man. And like I said, I got with Gabe Coon of that Tigers on Tap of
On the Bluff.
On the Bluff. Talked to Gabe Coon, also hosted the Gabe Coon show. Former offensive lineman for the University of Memphis. I know they're gonna have Gabe on the line, so I told Gabe, "You got to give him my boy, man. Get him up to speed." And Gabe said he'll do whatever he can do, man. I think there's some kind of odd ploy to get Gabe in Memphis too, man. I think it might be some kind of recruiting violation.
Hey, let's let Coach Prime know his commitment's still solid, man.
Hey,
like he ain't.
Yeah, Coach Prime better come with it though, man. For real.
Yeah, he got to come with that NIL money, man.
Yeah, get my boy in the NCAA football right now.
Let's go.
25 joint. Oh, you man, hey.
Arch Randy.
They said that I want to say 15 of the 16,000 guys committed to it, like only like 1,000.
Arch didn't commit to it?
Yeah, Arch Manning didn't commit to it. And
he ain't even started.
You can't just go in and put their names. You can't just put. I don't know. Here's the thing: is there a no edit button at all? Like I can't put myself in the game, or is it like
you got to be able to put you got to be able to career mode, right? Like,
I don't know, bro.
It's
That
crazy
whole
because
thing doesn't make sense to me.
on Madden you can edit players. You can edit somebody's name and change it.
If Arch Manning says he can't play in the game, right? What if there's some other kid named Pookie Manning that plays for Northwest Mississippi? He's in the game. Can I not use the name Manning because of Arch Manning? No, I can't use Manning at all. Okay,
it's like,
edit.
Or you just can't use it under Texas, probably. So under Texas,
you probably can't edit it at all, bro. I bet you can't edit it at all on that joint. That's how it's looking.
Hey, would y'all be interested? Trey Lasley wants to start a dynasty team or dynasty thing with NCAA Football 25.
I don't even play like that. I would have that game just to say I got it. That joint be
sign me up for it. I get one.
Would you do it?
I still do.
I might do it too. I might have to go get me a console.
I've been waiting for this game to come out.
Sign me up for Colorado, man. My boy.
Let's go.
Too bad he ain't gonna be on that junk. He ain't gonna be on there.
No, he ain't gonna be on there. My boy gonna be there. Channel's gonna be on that.
Jury though, yeah.
So no, gonna be cold in John again. Hey, bro.
Travis Hunter too.
Give me Seth again. Give me Seth again, man.
I wonder how they gonna do his position because you gonna choose one position. He played wide receiver.
They'll probably have him on that junk going both ways. They're gonna have to set that up.
Put them on the depth chart somehow.
I'll take Seth. You take Shador. Let's get it popping, man. Let's see what happens.
Boy, he pretty good.
Hey, but the funnest thing to do in them games, though, bro, was to make Memphis a powerhouse.
Yes,
I would put them folks in the SEC, get Vanderbilt out of there. I would make Memphis a powerhouse, bro. I would start off, meager, my little regular little Conference USA ass roster.
Them ugly uniforms.
Yeah, the ugly ass uniforms that I'd be out there had them folks beasting, bro. I had a dude that was a athlete, like he was. I made him my quarterback. He could be the quarterback. He could be the receiver. That man was so cold, bro. That man was
right.
That man, I would line that man up at receiver. That man was cold as hell.
Hey, I used to cheat, bro. I used to cheat. So, recruiting, you can create your own recruits like you just said, right?
Yeah.
I would make them cold at quarterback, wide receiver, wherever, and make them a kicker and punter. And had a kicker rating like super low. So they'll be a one-star recruit. They recruit them folks to change their position.
Oh, that's crazy. I ain't never thought about that.
Oh, that's wild.
But man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I hope this college football jump off. Because it college hoops 2K8. Oh my God.
Oh my God. If they start bringing out college hoops, man, I'm gonna lose my mind. If they start bringing out and they do FedEx Forum inside with Memphis, oh my God,
with NIL money and all that type of shit.
Which court will they use? The one they have now or the
one now?
Probably want the dick on it. I don't know.
It probably be a new one.
They're gonna do the dick court. They're gonna do the dick court, or they're gonna do the Tiger Claw court.
It'll be
Curry's a problem. Hey, it's gonna be hard.
Because how many courts they've had on the opinion? Like 3? Just the third one.
They had that black court. Mike Miller brought that black court out for the Madness.
That court they got right hard.
Because they had they had the different one.
They've had 3. Yeah, they had his first one, which is kind of the original hard, like the kind of the hardwood top.
Penny came with the dick court off top though.
No, that was 2019.
Second year.
Okay. Yeah, Alo and them. Alo wasn't playing on the dick veins at all. Alo and the first Alo and
Wiseman for the 2 games he was doing.
What was the dude that Penny? What was the dude that Penny said that Wiseman went against the veins on that mother? What was the dude's name who Penny said the dude he don't really like basketball? Hey, Penny messed up in the head, bro.
Oh, Keon Davenport. Keon
Davenport. Keep on.
Man, that dude, Penny.
He lost his mind for the rest of the season.
That man said he doesn't even like basketball, bro. Keon's
I'm here, bro. I don't give a damn what Penny got going on, man. Y'all is not getting my boy out here, man. Bro. I cannot, bro. The stuff Penny be doing, bro. And then especially when he started pandering, bro. When he started like he know he need the fans to get him through some shit.
God got us, bro. God got us.
Hey man, I've been praying about this team.
Praying about this team. You remember a couple years ago he said, "Man, y'all be praying for the demons to leave this team." And John Martin did a whole prayer on his show.
Hey man, get me out of here. We didn't talk about everything doing this segment, but hey, we better take a break, bro. When we come back, we're gonna get even crazier, man. We're about to go inside the same brand. We're gonna talk about French fries and shit. When we come back, we'll see y'all in a minute.
I just want to ask the question. Should Derrick Rose retire?
I mean,
I'm being dead serious. It's nothing against the guy.
I know you are. That's why it sucks.
I'm asking a legit question because he can't stay injury free. I don't know if it, maybe an offseason helps.
Magic 8 Ball. All signs point to yes.
Sheesh. That's the sad part of it too.
It's again, like I know a lot of people want him to do the Udonis Haslam thing. Like that's the extent of Derrick Rose at this point. It's
okay.
Like, he still showed. I mean, he had a nice move under the basket tonight, but it's like he's always hurt for a reason, dude. His body's just it doesn't happen, right? And if he can fit into Udonis Haslam type role where he's just the bench guy and the vet for the team, then that's awesome.
Tune in to the Grizz 901 postgame show, live after every Grizzlies game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. What else happened over these last 2 games that makes you go, that explains the change?
Specifically yesterday was him riding, his starting 5. There wasn't a starter yesterday that played less than 30 minutes.
Which is incredible, right?
It's
Simple,
incredible
right?
for 2 reasons. It's incredible because I think that's the first time, and it was February 25th that happened.
Right.
It's also incredible because, we just actually did it. Like,
when you play your best players,
good things happen.
Really good things happen.
Confidence is huge. And when you're allowed to continue to play through stuff, like your confidence is there, you play harder. When you're out there and you're thinking you're going to get subbed in the first 2 minutes, or dudes you're not used to playing with are coming in, like, I can see dudes just either not giving it all, or it'd be just kind of be like.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. Final segment of the Sain Show. Shout out to my boy Parish Sharkey, rocking with me per usual on a Wednesday, man. My boy DeMichael Cole, man. He put out a tweet on the woman guy was on, man. Just woke up, man, feeling handsome or some shit this morning. What did man? Just woke up, just giving kind of his takes on stuff. Was talking about fried fish go with spaghetti. I think DeMichael be having to just remind y'all that he black sometimes. Like just true.
Fried fish absolutely goes with spaghetti. What are we talking about?
He fried fish and spaghetti. He was talking about all kind of stuff. He said that hot dogs are tacos and just all kind
I don't know
of
about that one.
But hey, that's
a weird take.
Yeah, that's I've heard other people argue about that too. Is a hot dog or taco? But he said something that piqued my interest, and he said that Checkers have the best fries by a mile or whatever. And I'm not a Checkers fry guy. I like a potatoey. The best fries to me are Steak Escape and places like Five Guys. I like seeing the little skin on them, kind of a busting. Like Steak Escape, can't nothing fool with them, literally. Especially when they got the cause here's my thing. We'll get into this type of stuff too, but I'm not a fan of Checkers fries. Anytime you tell me something has to be hot out the grease to be good, it's probably not good. Like Krispy Kreme donuts, right? When the hot sign is on, they taste like
that's the time I go to.
They taste like heaven, bro.
But if they're not hot, they don't taste like crap.
That's true.
Because I can go to Gibson Donuts any time of day and they donuts rocking.
And they're always good.
Them just could be made yesterday and they hidden right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm like, I can't really give Krispy Kreme as much credit as other people do because it shit got to be hot to be good. You know,
when they're not hot, it's just like a sugar bomb, bro.
Yeah,
like
it ain't good at all.
Sugar bomb.
So I'm not a fan of Checkers fries. They I don't eat my fries that taste like chicken. I'm sorry. I don't I don't need chicken skin on my fries, man. It's because even if I go to Dixie Queen, right? Like Dixie Queen has two types of fries.
No spicy joints.
I don't like them.
You don't?
I don't. When I go to Dixie Queen,
I like the regular too.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a cheat code. Get the regular fries and tell them to put the wing seasoning on them fries. I guarantee you.
They're good. I like
better than what they call it.
Hey, I love all fries. I'm a fry lover, so if you need type of fry, you have to try it.
Yo, so Kenny, where you at, man? What's your fry choice? Best bad food fries are Chick-fil-A fries.
Chick-fil-A fry by far.
Yeah,
by far.
See, I guess I worked at Chick-fil-A for like 2 years, so I guess my opinion is a little skewed because I got tired of food at one point. So yeah, that's why I disagree on them.
Of course you worked at Chick-fil-A, man. Of course you worked at Chick-fil-A, man. Which one you worked at?
The one on Popular in Mendenhall.
Oh
Man, I
yeah,
bet
Yeah,
y'all
the
seen
Paradiso.
your ass in
man.
there.
I bet.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I bet y'all
Man.
seen your ass in there. Go ahead, Ken.
I'm honestly not a huge fry fan. I
Mhm.
like onion rings and like tater tots more than I like fries.
Tots too.
Like Sonic fry. Like if I go to Sonic, I'm getting tater tots
Oh, they
every
fried
time.
trash. They fried
Yeah.
trash.
Tots
But
different.
if I had to choose a fry, it's those have y'all been to Freddy's yet?
Yeah.
Freddy's
I just
Famous
had it
Smash
the other
Burger.
week.
Yeah.
I just
The
had it
skinny
last
cup.
week.
They're little thin cut,
And shoestring.
like
Oh,
real
like,
shoestring fries.
Shoestring,
Yeah.
shoestring. Yeah.
Oof, I love those,
That's
man.
right.
I'm not
They be good.
I'm not a big fan of like that what's that seasoning that they put on it that's like the spicy seasoning? What is that called?
The
Is that like
Cajun
chili?
seasoning?
The Cajun seasoning. I don't like Cajun fries at all.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
why
like
That's why I don't care for Five Guys with the K. That's why I don't care for Five Guys fries because I guess you can
you
only
gotta get
you
them
can
out
order
the Cajun.
Cajun.
Just get them regular.
Yeah.
The regular Five Guys.
Yeah, I've
Five
had the
Guys,
regular
bro.
too. It's still they cool.
But what I'm about to say, bro. Damn, somebody's fries. Oh, Arby's curly fries. Not a fan.
No,
Not
what
a
are
fan.
the it's that flavor that I don't like.
Yeah, that's what I'm
the-
saying. That's why I don't like Checkers
I like
fries, man. Like this shit.
Yeah,
I'm
it's that
straight.
flavor
I
I
like
don't like.
This shit tastes like old chicken. I'm good.
So I used to grow up. I grew up. Anthony, you'll probably remember this, but I grew up over off of Getwell and over there by Sherwood Elementary,
Mhm.
and there was that burger spot that was like you could get a burger for like 30 cents back then. Like
Talking
it
about
was
Lightning?
what
Was it? Not
it was like a
Lightning.
castle looking thing. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Central Park.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
I love their burgers. Their fries were trash. So we used to go. Me and my dad and my mom would walk to Central. What was it called again?
I
Central Park.
actually used to kind of like Central Park fries, though, even though it's a little close to the Checkers fries. But go ahead.
Yeah, but we used to go to Central Park and then we go over to the snow cone place right across the street. Remember that?
Mhm. Yep.
Man, that place. I like Central Park's burgers because you could get they were good and you could get them for like 30 cents on the dollar, bro.
Oh,
Like
for
it was
sure.
wild.
For
But
sure.
I'm not a big fan of their seasoned cut for their curly fries, that seasoning on it. Like I just
Yeah.
like regular salt with ketchup on my stuff.
Yeah. Now, are you a ranch guy? That's what I meant to ask you. Do you like your fries with ranch though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like ranch on everything.
Nice. Yeah.
You with it?
I love ranch.
All
I
right,
think
who got the
ranch is-
best ranch? Who got the best ranch? Like, not many fast food places got ranch. Period. So
I know
what's your-
Jess Pizza. I know Jess Pizza claimed they had the best.
for real. I
It was
like
fire. It was fire.
Wingstop ranch is good. Huey's ranch good.
Huey's ranch is so
Huey's.
good.
I was
to
about to
me.
say Huey's. I love Huey's.
Huey's is so good.
I
to
put
me.
a straw in this shit and drank that shit.
Yes.
For real.
I love that
Yes.
ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But like I said, man, like when I was younger, when it was like rallies, Checkers.
Now I would say rallies. Yep.
Rallies, they fries were
it's-
better. Thing like
There's a difference between rallies and checkers. I did like rallies
that
better.
shit, that shit gross to me now, bro. Like, cause I ate Checkers and straight up threw that mess up. Hey, them folk ice cream get out though. You ever had Checkers ice cream?
It's been if I have. I don't think I had the ice cream. I had that milkshake before.
Yeah,
but it's been a long
they
time.
ice cream is pretty decent, man. It's,
All right,
it's good.
low key cookout, man, is fire. too.
Yeah, man. Hey, bro.
You go straight.
Cookout fries is busting for
Yep.
sure.
Their
Goddamn
milkshakes,
chicken.
oof, man.
That milkshake
Yeah,
now.
milkshake's crazy. Them chicken quesadillas, I be murdering them, John.
Yeah, man.
Then you can eat for $5. Still.
Yeah. Right.
2024.
Quesadilla, burger.
You get a burger
Nice.
and a chicken sandwich. It's a side. With a big ass cup of ice cream.
Can I get a number 3 as my entree and a number 2 as a side, please? Thank you.
Two sides to number 2s. Yeah, I food with Cookout, man. Plus it's sponsored by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Cookout. You ain't know that?
No,
They're like low budget Chick-fil-A. You ain't know that for real?
I did not know that.
I know
Hey,
that.
Cookout, if y'all want to be a sponsor, man,
Hey, you ain't never like you
Check
got three
out the
men of
Anthony-
God up here.
yeah, man, check out the Anthony Sain show. I'll hit you
Hey,
up.
exactly. Where we talk about everything ungodly.
Yeah,
No, but seriously though, man, like you go and Cookout, they might be playing like gospel music in there and everything.
oh, okay,
Like,
I didn't know that.
they've got some type of faith-based element to them. They're like low budget Chick-fil-A for real. Because they definitely cutting corners on the food because the
Are
food
they-
quality ain't the best, but
Are they racist like Chick-fil-A?
I don't know. Because you get talking Jesus long enough, it's gonna be
It's
the
gonna
racism
be-
coming.
it's
It ain't far
coming.
behind it. It ain't far behind it for sure. I tell you what, guys, we're gonna get up out of here, man. For Parish Sharkey to my whatever and get it to the other side. I don't know how it's gonna look on y'all screen when y'all get it. It's been another great show, gentlemen. we went virtual today, man. We had stuff going on, man, so we did not come in studio, but we will be in studio this Thursday. Got a really cool guest coming, man. Really cool guest coming Thursday. I'm not gonna say who it is. Hey, you might not have heard this, brother. May have, but you know.
You told me this about him. I'm not gonna say who it is, but you told me this about him. This man is the best shooter you've ever seen.
Yes,
of the basketball.
I've played and seen. I played basketball with a lot of guys, and I've seen a lot of guys put a basketball through a hoop. This dude who coming to this show Thursday is you probably never heard of. Just being honest with you, but he's the best shooter I've ever seen in my life. Like I've rarely seen this man miss a shot. I'm just gonna be real with you.
I think Ant told me, he said, I can count on one hand how many times this dude's missed a jumper in my presence.
Missed a jump shot in my life. Like being for real. I've seen him peel off 8-9 threes in a row in the game. Like it ain't nothing to do. Like in a real in a pickup game. Like he's just
would you say he's Chris? You said he's Chris Vernon show famous? Like Chris came into the show.
Chris Vernon show famous for sure. But he'll be on with us Thursday. Like I said, you probably never heard of him, but I know he's gonna be a great guest in studio on Thursday. And we'll see y'all then for Friday's show. We recorded on Thursday. He'll be on Friday's show. We'll see you guys then. For Parish Sharkey, for Kenneth Stubblefield, another Anthony Sain show. And we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.